sont en order. Oh,
Here we go.
okay. Paul, are you going to introduce us? Not sure what's going on.
He's probably delivering mail.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. So, all right. So,
We're on. Okay.
okay. So should we just start?
Hi, I'm Paul Sugarman, and with the Instant Shakespeare Company, and today we have Molière Rendezvous presenting a reading of Molière's The Bungling Lover. So over to you, Simone.
Great, thanks, Paul. So The Bungling Lover was Molière's first verse comedy. The stakes were very high, for his troupe had been touring the provinces for a decade now, and this stop in Lyon in 1655 was critical for their desire with their eye toward Paris, and happily it was a hit. We will introduce the cast now. So we'll start with, let's see, with Paula.
I'm Paula Hosa. I'm playing Hippolyta and Pandolf.
And Clinton.
I'm Clinton Powell. I'm reading Leandra, Ergast, and the Messenger.
Phil.
I am Bill Bleckenberg, and I'm playing Anselme and Andres, a supposed gypsy.
And Angus.
Hi, Angus Epman from London, reading Mascaril, the servant of Lely.
And Drew.
And I'm Drew Bolander, reading Lely, the Master of Mascaril.
And I'm Simone Kunrad, the Playmaster, and I'm playing Celie. Bill, just a little, it's not coming out really clear with your sound check. I'm not sure if there's anything you can do.
Who, me?
Yeah. Just letting you know, we can hear you, just not really clear. I don't know if there's anything that you can, anyway, just giving you that ahead of time. All right. So Act 1, the scene is in Messina, in a public place as in the ancient comedies. Act 1.
Well, Leandre, looks like we're going to have to fight it out and see who wins. Let's make our arguments and see who is the better at unseating his rival. Prepare your efforts, and you'd better put forward your best game, because I warn you, I will give no quarter. Oh, it's a real mess.
What?
A disaster. Everything is conspiring against my passion. Leandre loves Celie, so despite everything that I have been trying to achieve, he is still my rival.
Leandre loves Celie?
He adores her, I tell you.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, you could say that. I'm getting real cross about it. However, it would be a mistake to despair. Since I have your help, there's still hope of success. I know how your mind works. You are a brilliant schemer. You're never stumped for ideas. You should be called the king of servants. You have no equal anywhere.
All right, enough with the flattery. When you need something, we're the darlings. We have no equals. Then you lose your temper about something trivial, and we're the villains who must be beaten.
Oh, by my faith, you wrong me.
Oh.
But forget that. But look at Celie. She's being kept pretty much as a slave. But I defy anyone to be able to resist her charms. And in everything, her appearance, her behavior, I see evidence of a noble birth. I'm convinced that her apparent low rank is concealing a much grander origin.
You are a romantic, no matter what you say. But how is Pandolf going to react to all this? He is your father. Well, at least so he claims, and we both know his bile quite often sours. He can turn on you without warning if you cross him. The last time he got concerned by your behavior, he put in a good word for you with Anselm, with the idea that you would marry his Hippolyta. He believed that marriage to a suitable woman would settle you down, make you wise, as he put it. And if he finds you've set your sights on someone else, a servant, a slave, whatever, to boot, and that you've rejected his choice of a wife, God knows what kind of a storm will break. He'll rant at you for hours, quite possibly days.
Truce, please, enough of your damn rhetoric.
I'd rather you called a truce on all your schemes and plots. Celie, well, she's not really in your class, and she's foreign. Now, you should try to...
No, you don't. You do know that annoying me isn't going to get you anywhere. There's a downside to you venting your opinions. Just remember, you're my servant, not my moral advisor.
And of course he gets angry. Look, everything I said was just for laughs, to tease you a bit. I'm not trying to censor you. I know my place. Masquerade is no enemy of natural inclinations. Go for it. I only ever get faulted for being too liberal and tolerant. Laugh at all the old folks' sermons. It's a new world. I reckon these old spoilers just want to crush our fun with their stories of the old days. In reality, they're just envious and only want to stop young people enjoying things that they can't do anymore. Anyway, you know what I'm good at? I offer you my services. What do you need me to do?
Excellent. But you'll have your work cut out for you. When I declared my love to Sally, those beautiful eyes that had originally inspired my love welcomed my declaration. But Leandre just now told me that he is planning to capture Sally for himself. So we have to move quickly to thwart him and seal my conquest of her heart. You must come up with tricks, diversions, inventions, anything you can to frustrate my rival.
Right. Well, let me think about this for a little while. I'll come up with something. Don't worry. What on earth can I come up with to put a spanner in Leandre's wheel?
Well, come on. What's your plan?
See, you're going off as usual. I take things more slowly. I know. Yeah, no. Well, you'll have to. Oh, no, wrong. But if you were to.
Well, what?
No, that won't work. Oh, wait, I've thought of one.
For God's sake, what?
Celine wouldn't be fine with that idea, I don't think. Well, but maybe you could.
What?
No, you couldn't do anything. Look, you need to speak with Ansel.
Oh, and what on earth do I say to him?
Well, true. It's a bit like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire, but you're going to have to go to do something. Go to Truffledin.
And do what?
Well, I don't know for sure.
Oh, it's too much. I'm drowning in all your crazy schemes.
Well, sir, if you had money in your pocket, we wouldn't need to come up with all these schemes to deal with Leandre. All we'd have to do is buy the girl. That would fix Leandre properly. I mean, she came here with those gypsies originally, and they left her with Truffledin as surety for money he lent them. Now, I hear that he's in a bit of financial trouble at the moment, and the gypsies are making him wait too long for the money they owe him. So if he could get cash for the girl, I'm sure he'd be delighted. Like a true rascal, he's always looked after himself first, and money is the god he worships. You could punch him for less than £250. Come to think of it, your father's much the same.
Oh, I know.
Now, you want to get your hands on some of these ducats, but there's no way that villain will let you anywhere near them. You can't get a sniff of even the smallest purse. Oh, but look, let's see how Sally feels about it. See, here's a window. We can talk to her.
Oh, for goodness sake, be careful. Truffledin guards her night and day.
Well, let's hang out by the corner here. Oh, sure. That's you.
Oh.
Sorry. I think. Oh, joy, if I'm careful, he'll get to see Sally again.
Truly, I am blessed. I can see again your bounteous charms, and I can overcome the pain that your eyes have caused me. To see you again here is joy indeed.
I am astonished by your words. To hear that my eyes have caused anyone pain, or that anything I have done has caused you to suffer, I assure you was never my intention.
Ah, the fire from your eyes inflames me, and all their passion warms and lights me, and
You're getting a bit carried away there, don't you think? That kind of fancy talk is a bit over the top at this stage in the game. Look, let's just slow down, get to know her a bit better so that...
Truffledin? Is someone reading Truffledin?
Clinton, can you take this? I think Bill's not available or something. Clinton, are you there?
Yes. What are you doing else there? Is that where we're at? What were you doing outside?
There's just before that the just Sally.
Ellie?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sally?
Oh, that's Truffledin. Ouch, careful.
Oh, that's all we need. He's going to be nothing but trouble.
But quick, conceal yourself. I'll deal with him.
What are you doing outside? What were you thinking of? Did you forget that I forbade you to speak to anyone?
But I have known this young man for ages. There's no reason you should be suspicious of him.
Is this Lord Truffledin?
Why, yes, it is.
Sir, I am your most humble servant. It is an honour and a great pleasure for one as insignificant as myself to greet a man whose name is praised everywhere.
Most humble servant.
I fear I may be intruding at an inconvenient time, but I saw the young lady elsewhere and was informed then of the great talent she has for knowing the future. And when I saw the young lady again now, I just had to inquire further of her talent.
Do you meddle with the black arts, girl?
No, sir. All I know is white magic.
Well, let me explain. The master that I serve is obsessed with a lady that he must possess. He wants the passion that he feels to protect the beauty that he adores. But there's a dragon watching over his treasure who, no matter what he tries, will stubbornly prohibit it. And what upsets him even more, and is driving him distracted, is that he's just discovered a formidable rival. As a result, I've come to consult you to find out whether, in his loving care, there might be some reason to hope. I hope to hear from your own lips whether he may still dream of success.
Under what star was your master born?
Under a star which guarantees his love will never change.
You do not give me the name of his heart's desire, but even without this, my gifts tell me enough of his predicament. The girl has a sensitive heart, and even in the midst of adversity, she preserves a noble pride. She is in no mood to talk too much about the secret feelings she has inspired in him, but I know them only too well, and since I do not see any purpose in being secretive, I will reveal them to you.
Wonderful. Thank the Lord for your magical powers.
If your master keeps his obsessions alive and lets his supposed virtue drive them, let him not fear that he will sigh in vain. He has reason to hope, for the castle he wishes to capture is not deaf to his entreaties and could very likely surrender.
Well, that's all very well, but the castle is ruled by a governor who is hard to win over.
That indeed is a misfortune.
Oh, God, to hell with the fool. He keeps trying to butt in. He's going to wreck everything.
I will tell you what you must do.
Oh, please don't worry, Lord Truffledin. I ordered my faithful servant to visit you and to offer my service. I wish to buy her freedom from you, provided that we can agree on a price.
He's doing it. He's wrecking it.
Oh, which of the two to believe? They contradict each other, don't you know?
Sir, you should know that this poor young man suffers from delusions.
Don't try and confuse me. There's clearly some sleight of hand going on here. You go back in and don't come out again without asking permission. And you arrogant tricksters, you'd better change your tone if you want me to listen to you. And in future, make sure your stories match.
Well, he's right about that. I'll just have to hope he can find an opportunity to get a second shot at him. It might have been better if he had set about us with a stick. Look, when I'm handling things, you need to be careful. Don't come blundering in and contradicting everything I say.
I thought I was doing well.
Well, hardly. You hear half of what's going on and then you get carried away. Mind you, it's not a huge surprise. Whatever you blunder into setbacks, you usually get carried away and come up with all sorts of fanciful stories.
Oh, hell, now it's my fault. I didn't screw it all up. Well, nothing that can't be fixed, surely. Look, if you can get Sally for me, can you at least kill, if you can't get Sally for me, can you at least kill off any chance of Leandra winning her? He mustn't get his hands on her. Paint me as a villain if it's that what it takes. I'll sort it out afterwards. So get on with it. I'm off.
Oh, wonderful. To be honest, the money would likely have done the trick, but now that incentive is gone. I'll have to find something else.
Oh, dear me, these are strange times. Debts today, no matter how you look at them, are all like children. We conceive them in joy, and with such difficulty we give birth. Money in the purse is a delight, but the term, of course, and we must return it. And with it comes pain. Damn, when you are the lender, 2,000 francs due for the whole 2 years have finally been returned to me. What joy!
Oh, come, my pretty bird. Such an easy target. His avarice will betray him. Let me tempt him a little closer. I have just the words to bring him down. Ah, there he is. Over here, Anselm. I just saw
Who?
your Nerine.
What does he say about me, this wicked girl?
Oh, she talks of passion
Really?
and loves you so much. Such a shame.
You make me so happy.
And so love recovers its power. Ah, Anselm, she weeps at all hours. When, she cries, when will marriage unite our two hearts? When will you at last satisfy my ardor?
But why has she concealed this from me until now? I will never understand young women. Mascaril, tell me the truth. May I be old, but I still look good enough to please the eye, don't I?
Oh, indeed, yes. Your face is still very wearable. It may not be the most beautiful, but it's far from unpleasant.
So good then?
Indeed, yes. So much so that she is mad for you.
Really?
As a husband, of course. And intends...
Intends what?
And intends to steal your...
Steal what? My money?
A kiss. A kiss.
Oh, wonderful. Come here. When you see her, sing my praises to her as much as you can.
Of course.
Farewell.
Well, that's him well and truly hooked.
My deep apologies. In my excitement, I completely forgot. You must think that I'm totally selfish. Here I am urging you to plead my case to the young woman. You bring me great news of your success, and I rush off without showing you my sincere gratitude. Here, allow me to...
No, not necessary.
But no, you must accept.
Not at all. I acted on your behalf without any ulterior motive.
I know, but still.
No, Anselm, I am a man of honor, and the very thought offends me.
Farewell then, Mascaril.
Yeah. Oh, he does go on, doesn't he?
I will leave everything in your hands, but to help you in your task, I'll give you money to buy some pretty trinket for her. Anything you think she like. Here.
No. You keep your money for now. I'll sort out a gift for her. Maybe a fashionable ring. And if she likes and accepts it, then the jeweler will simply bill you for it.
Excellent. Do it and deliver it in such a way that it will reinforce her ardor and her ties to me.
Whose purse is this?
Oh, God! I must have dropped it. Thank you so much for finding it. You have saved me a great deal of trouble, not to mention saving my money. I must get home and put it somewhere safe.
Oh, aren't you the good little helper? You're going to kill me.
What do you mean? Without me, he would have lost all his money.
Oh, well done, you. Well, at least he's properly in your debt now. It just gets better and better. So, on to plan B.
How do you mean? What did I do?
Such a fool. Everything he has is controlled by his father, who keeps him on a very short leash. He knows what he wants, but he's faced with a rival that he fears and has no idea what to do. So I'm supposed to assist him in his endeavors but I end up getting tangled up in his crazy improvisations.
Really?
I had got the money that you were after, and then you were in a generous mood and gave it back to him.
Oh, so I screwed it up, but how was I supposed to know?
I could hardly come out and tell you. I had to keep him in ignorance of what I was up to.
Well, you could have waved at me or something.
Oh, of course, I could have jumped up and down, waved my arms. Oh, forget it. But no more complaints. I had contrived a really good scheme and it was working. Now I'm back to stage one again.
Sorry. I screwed up, but I promise you I won't do it again.
Oh, go away. Getting pissed off just looking at you.
Hey, I've said I was sorry. Whatever you're planning now, can you get a move on it, so in case he comes?
All right. Well, let's have another try. I'll set up something. Right, let's get this underway. I'll find another way to con the old man. Well, there you go. Here's his dad.
It's a farce.
Excuse me?
I have to say, I am unhappy with my son.
Oh, you don't say. Well, you're not the only one complaining about him. It can be a real pain. He really puts my patience to the test.
Really? I thought you were working together quite well.
Me? Us? Well, I hate to disillusion you, sir, but no. Yes, I try. I try to warn him, but every time he gets started in something, he goes his own way, screws everything up. He insists on rebelling against your advice, often simply to go against you. I've no idea why.
You end up arguing?
Oh, yes. And usually before we've actually managed to achieve anything useful.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. I thought you supported him in all his wild ideas.
Me? Oh, let me fill you in. I do my best to keep him on the straight and narrow. After all, I am supposed to be his servant, and you pay me to keep an eye on him. I say to him, show some wisdom. Try to be like your father. Now there's an honest man, a man of honor. You must stop always letting him down, but it's no use. I'm just wasting my breath.
Oh, but please don't give up. Surely he'll eventually listen to you. What does he say when you advise him?
Oh, he comes up with a lot of rubbish most of the time. He certainly doesn't seem to have learned anything from you. And I have to tell you, sir, if you'll forgive me talking out of turn, you would be horrified at his lack of respect.
Tell me more.
Well, it's not something I would like to get out. But you should really be aware of how he carries on.
Thank you for telling me. I had no idea it was that bad.
Well, I mean, you should know that there is a slave girl for whom he has avowed his love.
Oh, I had heard rumors, but to hear it from your mouth.
Well, there are advantages to being the secret confidant.
Oh, thank goodness.
Now, if you want to bring him back to his duty to you, and I assume that's your goal, we have to be careful we're not taken by surprise. I warn you, if he knew I was talking to you like this, that would be it and we'd never get anywhere. Now, what we need to do is to make this blossoming relationship impossible. We need to purchase this slave he's so infatuated with ourselves and send her away. Anselm knows Truffaldin well, so let him buy the girl for you. I have contacts with a few merchants, and for the right sum, they'll be happy to spirit her far away. Of course, we'd have to make sure that she's blamed for apparently spurning him, because if he thinks she's been stolen under his nose, he'll never rest until he tracks her down.
I like the way you think. That's excellent advice. I'm going to see Anselm immediately, and once I have the girl in hand, I'll deliver her to you for the next stage.
Well, that was well done. Now to tell my master the plan. Long live deceit, and the deceivers too.
You traitor! It's how you do me a favor. heard it all your tricks and scheming. I wouldn't have believed you capable of such deceit, and you blatantly fed me all your lies. You promised me that if only I would wait, you would make sure that my love for Leandre would be requited, that you would get Lélie out of the way so that my father's plan to marry me to him would fail. Instead, here you are, doing the opposite. You're making sure that there are no impediments to me marrying Lélie. Oh, but just you wait. You're going to outsmart yourself. I know just how to throw a spanner into this plan, and that's what I'm going to do right now.
Look, you're jumping to conclusions, grabbing the wrong end of the stick, and now you're blaming me for an imagined threat to your dream. You need to be patient. Let me finish my plan. I assure you it'll all work out the way you want.
Oh, of course, you're just trying to confuse me, you traitor. Are you denying what I just heard?
Of course not, but all these, granted, convoluted plots are only to get you what you want. Don't take it all at its face value. My scheme is to get Célie away from Truffaldine and dangle her in front of Lélie. That will ensure that he will not want anything to do with you, no matter what the fathers are planning. Once Anselm has been soundly rejected by his planned son-in-law, you can convince him to accept Leandre.
I mean, you want me to believe that you've set up all this for me, Mascarell?
Indeed, I have. Well, not you appear to appreciate it, but I wouldn't dream of forcing it on you. You call me a rogue, fine. I'll go on and do it all and leave you to your own devices.
Oh, I'm sorry I got so angry. But you must admit, based on what I heard, I had every right. Anyway, oh, forgive me. Carry on with your plan.
Well, if you're sure. It's all under control. You'll be able to get out of the arrangement your father has set up, and I guarantee you'll be satisfied with the results of my scheming.
Oh, thank you so much. I seriously misjudged you. Let me at least give you something, but showing you how sorry I am.
Ah, well, better late than never, I suppose. But you should know that when you attacked my honor, you hurt me to the quick.
Oh, I'm so sorry I insulted you. I got into a panic when I heard what you said to Pandolf. Here, maybe these 2 louis will help you get over the insult.
Well, I was really hurt. I'm a sensitive soul, you know. But I must say I'm recovering. And a good friend is always a friend, no matter how they might upset you on occasions.
Oh, thank you, Mascarell. Now, you're sure that your plotting will work?
Oh, don't panic. I even have contingency plans so that if anything goes wrong with my main scheme, and with those 2 old idiots, that's not an impossibility. I have several workarounds that will still get us where we need to be.
Oh, and I will be delighted to show my gratitude.
Oh, well, I'm not doing this just for what I can get out of it.
Oh, look, your master is beckoning you. I'm leaving. And good luck with your scheming. Remember, my happiness depends on your success.
What the hell are you doing here? You promised to sort everything out. Well, you've had more than enough time and you've achieved nothing. If it wasn't for me pushing forward my brilliant ideas, we'd still be back where we were, with all my dreams lying in dust at my feet. I tried one thing, I tried another, but instead of hunting, I found myself hunted. Ugh! Old Anselm had a firm grip on the girl, and I was frustrated. He started to drag her home. But I parried the attack, distracted him, and he got so confused that he let Truffaldine hold on to her.
Oh, brilliant. What a masterstroke. What a genius you are. Let me tell you, Mr. Superbrain, that it was me that set Anselm on to buy the girl. Then he was going to hand her on to me. Now, thanks to you, we really are back at square one. Well, You are my revered master, so I suppose I'd better come up with another plan. Devil take you.
Oh dear. I suppose we'd better head to the nearest inn and pour a bottle or so down him. Let's see if I can calm him down.
Act 2.
All right, I give in. I'll help you again. Much against my better judgment, I can tell you. God, I'm such a pushover. You're lucky I'm so accommodating. Just as well I wasn't born a girl. Now be careful. Don't mess up any more of my schemes. If you do, I warn you, you'll be on your own to deal with Anselm and his daughter. I will wash my hands of you.
No, I'll be careful. I tell you, don't worry. You'll see that I can follow directions.
Listen to me. I have set up this involved scheme all for your benefit. Your father's being extremely uncooperative in that he refuses to die so that you can do whatever you want. I have, however, achieved the same result by spreading rumors of an apoplectic fit that resulted in the man sloughing off his mortal coil, to put it poetically. But first, in order to bolster the ideas, I let it be known that he'd been heading towards his barn, because the people who were trying to get hold of it had found in the cellar treasure that he had stolen and hidden. As a result, all his people, well, except for the two of us, are heading to his barn to get a piece of the treasure. Now, that should keep everyone occupied for quite a while. So, now you know what's going on. I expect you to play your part correctly. If it all implodes, you can always just blame me.
My goodness, he's got a twisted mind. I know he's doing it all to help me, but does it have to be so complicated? But then when you're in love with such a beautiful creature as I am, what wouldn't we do to become happy? If love is a good enough excuse for crime, then I suppose it can justify any schemes that he can come up with. Well, as long as I can achieve my goal. Oh, I hear them coming. I had better get ready and play my part.
I'm afraid the news is going to be a bit of a shock. You're muted. No, you're not. Can anybody hear him?
No, we can't hear him. Bill, we cannot hear you. Okay, so where are we? Shock. Okay, Bill, I'll start reading until you can try it again. Yeah. We cannot hear you. I think you pushed some button that you are still muted, even though you're on mute. Okay, so to keep moving, I guess I'll just, Bill, as soon as you can, you'll take over from my voice, okay? Here we go. Okay. Fancy Pindolph dying.
I know. Terrible. Such a shock.
He didn't even have time to be sick.
Oh, I know what you mean. 1 minute running around, the next, poof.
What about Lily?
Oh, he's beating himself up. He's talking about following his dad. He's so upset. He wanted to accompany his dad into the pit. I was worried enough that I wrapped Pandolf in a shroud and buried him as quickly as I could in case the sight upset Lely so much that it drove him to foolishness.
Oh, dear. But you should have been waited at least until evening. Besides, I've learned that he who buries quickly is often covering up a killing, and sometimes the supposed dead only appear to have gone.
Oh, I can guarantee the man is dead as a doornail. Now, Lely wants to make sure his father's funeral is beautiful and shows the proper respect. I think that after yelling at his father so much, he's hoping that he will see from beyond the grave how his son really did care for him. Lely knows he's inheriting a large amount, but he's not been able yet to fully come to terms with his new state. Most of the property he inherits isn't local, and most of the money is tied up in contracts and deeds. As a result, he wishes to ask you if you could lend him enough cash to cover the cost of his father's funeral.
I understand. I'll go and see him now.
Well, so far it's going well. Let's hope it'll keep up. I can't afford to plan the next steps too rigidly. Improvise, that's the watchword.
Let's go. What a tragic day. The poor man. 1 minute he was here, and now suddenly he's gone. He was running around only this morning.
Much can happen in a short time.
Oh,
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 my
my.
dear Lily. In the end, he was only a man, and Rome makes no dispensation for death. The Grim Reaper strikes without warning, driven by its evil designs. For all his prayers, poor Pandolf couldn't escape the Reaper's scythe. In the end, we must all face him.
I'm afraid your logic is wasted, Anselm. Lily's mourning still has a while to go.
Fine, fine. At least, Lily, could you perhaps take it down a level?
Not going to happen, not when he's in this mood.
Oh, well, then, to business. On the advice of your servant, I have brought the money you need to pay for your father's funeral.
That's just made him even more upset. I don't think he's handling this well.
The word is bound to get out that we owe Pandolf an even greater sum. So if necessary, I could raise funds against my properties.
Oh.
In any case, I'll keep my word and he'll get the money.
Oh, dear, it's getting worse.
All right, Mascarell, but surely the least he could do is say thank you. And I need him to give me a receipt for the money.
Ah.
Goodness only knows what's happening now.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's follow him and get him to sign the receipt I need.
Well, that's going to be a problem. Look, give him a chance to calm down, and when he's come to his senses again, I will make sure that the first thing he does is to sign your receipt. I'd better go. I have to find him and let him cry on my shoulder.
Why is life never easy? One complication after another. What a day. Dear God, what now? Pandolf's ghost is wandering the town. Why isn't he resting peacefully in his tomb? And he certainly look in a bad way. He's emancipated. Don't come any closer. I don't want anything to do to deal with a dead man.
Talking about?
You stay there. What do you want? Why do you take so much trouble to find me to say goodbye? Besides, believe me, there was no need to make any such an effort. I wouldn't have held it against you. If your soul is tormented and you need to pray for you, and you need me to pray for you, I promise you there's no need to threaten me. I will start praying for peace and forgiveness for you right away. I beg you to leave me now as I ask heaven to calm your tortured soul, old friend.
Despite all my trials, this whole business is quite laughable. Maybe I should join in with your prayers.
Oh, that's good. For a dead man, you seem to be in a strangely happy mood.
What is this game you're playing? Or have you lost your mind? Who calls a living man dead?
Sadly, my friend, you are dead. I have just seen you.
You mean I have died without realizing it?
I was shocked to my core when Mascarell told me the tragic news.
Are you in a trance or something? Don't you know me?
You are a spirit wearing an ethereal body and counterfeits the living body of Pandolf, and which in a moment I am sure can change form and become something quite different. I'm
terrified. Oh, yes, I am terrified at the thought of seeing you grow into a giant, of watching your face turn horrible. Oh, please don't do that. The very thought of it makes me go rigid in fear.
At another time, this fantasy and your naivety would be a charming joke, and I'd thoroughly enjoy playing this game with you. But with my supposed death, tales of a treasurer spreading a treasure that I have somehow acquired, and all the people want a piece of it. The whole business is making me suspicious. Mascarell is a deceiver, a deceitful deceiver. He's immune to threats and appears to have no conscience. He's up to something, but for the moment, I can't work out what it is.
Would they have set me up for some purpose? Made a fool of me? Oh, yes, of course they would. Oh, right. Let me touch him. My God! He's real. It's him. It's really him. Oh God, what a fool I've been. Please don't tell anybody. They made me look a real idiot. But Pandolf, they tricked me into giving them money for your burial. You have to help me get it back.
You gave them money?
Yes.
Oh, that's what this is all about. And they managed to suck you into their scheme? You foolish man, right. I will start an official investigation into what Mascaril is up to, and if we can prove that he's guilty, I want him hanged.
What an idiot I am. I totally fell for that scoundrel story. Am I that transparent and gullible? An old man with gray hairs is so stupid that I fall for the first tale of woe I'm told. Well, let me tell you.
This money will get me access to Truffledine.
You're not in mourning anymore.
What? Oh, no, my heart wails in misery at the loss of my beloved father.
I have returned to tell you that earlier I made a silly mistake for which I am sincerely sorry. I gave you that bag of louis, and although they look perfect, I mistakenly mixed some old coins that I think are fakes. So I have thought with genuine, so I actually brought with genuine coins to replace the fake ones. The audacity of these forgers undermines the state that we end up being continually suspicious. They should all be hanged for the damage they do.
It's too kind of you to be so considerate as to wish to replace the fakes, but I must tell you, I haven't seen any fakes.
I will recognize them immediately. Let me see. Show them to me. Is that all of them? Excellent. Yeah. Now that's the end of it. Come, my lovely money, to my pocket. And as for you, you trickster, no more money. So, to further your greed, you kill people who are fit and well. What would you have done to me? I welcomed you into my family. I was prepared to accept you as an honorable, discreet son-in-law. What a fool I was. Go, and die of shame and regret. Well, that was upsetting. I'm real surprised that how did he find out so soon? Oh, that's not my line. Oh,
that's okay.
Go.
How did he find out so soon?
Where did you go? I've been looking everywhere for you. Looks like it's all on track, and the prize goes to my greatest scheme. Let me go and buy the slave. Won't Leandra be surprised?
You see, I'm afraid our luck has turned. What do you think has just happened?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Someone tipped Anselm off, and he has snatched back all the money he lent us. He claimed that some of the gold coins he gave us were fakes and pretended that he was going to replace them with guaranteed genuine ones.
What? You're joking.
I'm afraid not.
You got it all?
Y'all, I'm such a fool. What? And now you're going to yell at me.
Well, you got one thing right. You are a fool. Yell at you? I wouldn't waste my breath. Oh, I give up. As for Celia, I'm past caring whether she's freed or stays a slave, whether Leandra buys her or she stays with Truffledine. It is a matter of supreme indifference to me.
Oh, don't pretend you don't care about me. I screwed up. I'm sorry. But be fair. Apart from this last little problem, admit it, I was doing pretty well. That feigned death was working nicely thanks to my enthusiastic mourning. Even the best clairvoyant would have fallen for it.
All right. I admit you did that rather well.
Yes, but you're right. Then I went and messed it up. But take pity on me and help me try to fix this, please.
Oh, sorry. I'm off. I don't have time for this.
But the game is fun, isn't it?
Your point?
Come on. Do this for me, please.
No, I won't.
You won't? You leave me no option. I'll just have to end it all.
Feel free. Your choice.
Oh, you're cruel.
Oh, look, here, let me give you my knife.
Look, here's my knife.
I see it.
I'll plunge it into my breast.
Well, if you like. I mean, it's up to you.
If I do, you'll be sorry.
Not really.
Farewell, Masqueril.
Farewell, Monsieur Lily.
What?
Well, come on. Kill yourself. Stop putting it off. You're wasting time.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You're after my fancy clothes, aren't you? Get me played as a fool and then watch me kill myself.
You think I don't recognize another scam when I see one? You're all the same. I don't care what you swear you're going to do nowadays. We're not so keen on sticking knives in ourselves.
Look! It's my rival and Truffaldine whispering together. Oh, I bet Leandra is going to buy Salih. Oh, I'm losing my mind!
Well, there's no doubt he'll try his best. I mean, let's face it, if he has money, he can do what he wants. Well, I'm happy. You see, this is the reward you get for screwing things up and rushing into things.
I need your advice. What should I do?
I have no idea.
You go, I'll stay here and thump him.
So, that's your plan?
What do you suggest I should do to stop this?
God, I still have to save you from yourself. Right. You go. I'll keep an eye on them, find out what they're planning.
I'll meet you later, by which time it'll all be sorted out. Don't worry.
Oh, God, I need to catch up with him, convince him that I'm privy to his plans. That'll make it easier for me to wreck them.
I couldn't be happier. I had a plan, it worked, and now I have nothing to fear. It no longer matters what idiotic schemes Lely comes up with. He is no longer in a position to hurt me.
Ouch! Ouch! Help, murder! Help! I've been attacked! Oh, villains, assassins!
Who's that? What are you talking about? What are they doing to you?
Oh, I have just been attacked, beaten with a stick.
Who was it?
Lely?
But why?
For no reason. He drove me away and beat me cruelly.
That is wicked.
Oh, but I swear that I will avenge myself. Oh, yes, I'll show him. I know how he cheats the world. I may be a humble valet, but I am a man of honor. I've served him for 4 years, and he's got no cause to pay me with blows and to bludgeon my shoulders. I say again, I know how to get revenge. Did you know he's passionate for a slave girl and hired me to get her for him? I'll get her all right, but not for him. I'll find someone else to take her, or my name is not Masqueril.
Well, listen, Masqueril, you should leave him. I've always liked you. You're witty and faithful, and I could do with someone like you on my side. If you like the idea, I'll hire you.
Oh, yes, indeed, sir. So, fate is giving me the chance to avenge myself for the beatings by doing you a service. I will start immediately to ensure that Celie...
No need. I have already captured her. I let my love lead me and succeeded in buying her for much less than she is worth.
What? Celie is yours?
Well, I would have her by my side now if I had complete control of the situation, but my father is still adamant that I should be betrothed to Hippolyta, so that I have to keep Celie a secret for the moment. In case anyone saw me with Truffaldine, I claimed I was acting for a third party. Now, I need to find a safe place where I can keep Celie out of sight for the time being.
Oh, now I know of a place just outside of town. It's the house of a relative of mine who's off on a trip at the moment. Celie can stay there until you can sort out the situation with your father. But no one will know she's there.
That's wonderful. I have to give Truffaldine my ring as payment, and then she'll be mine. I'll bring her to you, and we can go to this house of yours, and then... Oh, look out. Here comes Hippolyta.
Oh, Leandra, I have some news to tell you, but I'm not sure how you're going to react to it.
The only way you'll find out is to tell me.
Walk with me to the church and I'll explain.
Go and do it, what we talked about, as quickly as you can.
Oh, yes. I'll sort your problem out, but for my benefit, or rather Laylee's benefit. Imagine how happy he's going to be when his heart's desire just falls into his lap. What looked like being a disaster has turned into a victory. Oh, put up a statue to me, laurel wreath on my head, and write on the plinth, Viva Mascarillas, Formum Imperator. Hello.
What do you want?
You see this ring? I'm sure you recognize it. That'll tell you why I'm here.
I recognize it all right. Wait here, I'll fetch the slave.
Oh, sir, I'm trying to find someone.
What's his name?
I believe his name is Trifaldine.
I am here. I finally found myself. Yes. And what do you want from me?
I have this letter for you.
Oh. Sir, heaven, whose kindness takes care of my life, just allowed me to discover that my daughter, who was stolen from me at the tender age of 4 years by robbers, now resides with you as a slave under the name of Celie. If you have ever had the feelings of a father and believe in the ties of blood, I beg you to keep my long-lost and beloved daughter as safe as you would your own. I will make haste to come to you to retrieve her, and will reward you well for your care. Don Pedro de Guzman, Marquis de Montalcan, Madrid. Oh, look, he continues. Though those wicked buyers and sellers of slaves owe little to their customers or to the slaves they sell, they told me that the girl would likely be sold on, and that if I wanted to retrieve her, I should move fast. I leave today to journey to you and pray that I am not already too late, that my hopes are not in vain, and that I see my precious daughter again. I must write to him at once. Sir, your letter arrived a moment later. Your pleas would indeed have been in vain. I, sir, had your letter arrived a moment. I was about to sell the girl to an interested buyer, but fear not. Now that I know her story, I will take all the necessary care of her that you would wish and wait for your arrival. Here you go. See yourself. See what I have just read. You must tell the one who sent you here to buy the girl that I am unable to keep my word to him. Let him keep his money.
This is outrageous. You can't treat him this way.
I have decided. Now, leave immediately.
Well, that has put the cat among the pigeons and no mistake. Oh, this whole business is turning into a bad joke. From Spain, he said. But why couldn't the messenger have been delayed? A few more minutes and I would have had the girl. What are you so happy about?
Oh, I can't stop. The whole thing is so funny.
By all means, keep laughing. You'll soon change your mind.
Oh, stop complaining. You're such a wet blanket. But you won't be able to shout at me any longer and complain that I always mess up your oh so clever schemes, because I have pulled off one of the best tricks ever. Granted, I am impetuous and can sometimes get carried away, but nevertheless, when it is necessary, I have the imagination that is as good, if not better, than anyone living.
So, tell me what this marvelous imagination of yours has come up with.
Well, I had seen Leandre, my rival, talking to Truffaldane, and I realized something was up, so that I had better do something quickly to block whatever Leandre was up to. So I put together a scheme which, in all fairness, you will have to admit is equal or indeed better than any scheme that you've come up with.
What did you do?
Patience. I faked a letter to Truffaldine from a Spanish nobleman, telling Truffaldine that the girl he has as a slave by the name of Celie was actually his beloved daughter who had been stolen by robbers when she was a child. This nobleman wants to come and retrieve her and begs Truffaldine to keep her safe and to take the greatest care of her until he can get her. The nobleman wrote that he was leaving Spain immediately, and in gratitude for Truffaldine's help, he would be amply rewarded.
Ah, brilliant.
I have been told that the letter has been delivered and that Truffaldine fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
And you set up this scheme all by yourself?
Yes, I bet you wouldn't have believed me capable of such cunning. Admit it. It's a master stroke and will wreck whatever plans Leandra has set in motion.
I am unable to find words to praise your invention adequately. I lack the necessary eloquence. And yet, to properly judge your efforts, your imaginative skills, and not to drown in beautiful prose or learned verse, I have to say that you are and always have been a disaster. Once again, you've blundered in, and with the complete opposite of common sense, you've created chaos. Oh, what do I know?
What do you mean? What have I done wrong? It's a brilliant idea.
Oh, no. Of course, you haven't done anything. Right. I have to go and try to fix this again. Stay here and do not follow me.
Well, you can't get rid of me that easily. I need to know what's going on.
Really? All right, get your legs warmed up because I'll give them all the exercise they need.
Oh, he's got away from me. Damn and blast, but what on earth is he talking about? What did I do wrong this time?
Act 3.
I am so tired of having to fix his idiocy. There's nothing I can do about it. He's going to come up with impetuous ideas no matter how carefully I plan. But I mustn't let my anger get the better of me. That'll only make me careless and people will say I've lost my touch. I must continue, not for him, but for the sake of my honor and my reputation. Now, all I really need to do is to block our rival and then leave it to Leandra to get so tired of his unsuccessful pursuit that he just gives up. So, let's see what I can do to quench Leandra's fire and get him out of the way. Sir, I have news. Your man is recanting.
I have heard, but it's not as he thinks. All these stories of kidnapped slaves and a great lord for a father who is coming from Spain to reclaim his daughter is only a desperate scheme of Lely's in order to prevent me purchasing Célie.
Oh, the cunning man.
Unfortunately, Trufaldine fell for it and is so impressed with this improbable tale that he will never willingly admit his gullibility.
Well, of course. And that is why he is now going to keep us safe.
When I first saw her, I thought she was quite pretty, but now I see her as adorable. I must be careful not to get carried away with my passion and do something foolish that could wreck my hopes of marriage.
You would marry her? Really?
I don't know. But even if her origins are clouded in mystery, her apparent grace and virtue are powerful magnets that could attract and trap any heart.
Yeah, virtue, you say? Well, you think so?
What are you implying? Come on, what have you heard?
Oh, I have upset you. I'd better not say any more.
No, tell me.
Well, you see, the girl, you need to stop looking at her through rose-colored glasses. I mean, I have to tell you.
Come on, you can't stop there.
Well, despite what you think, she is nothing less than inhuman. She's so careful to keep her secrets and not offend. You see her as sweet, and of course she wants to pass for something of a prude. But, sir, I am a man of the world. I've been around, and I know how her game works. I recognize all her tricks.
Célie.
Her modesty is all a sham, a mere shadow of virtue that only clings on. Dangle a purse in front of her and see how that virtue's shed.
What are you saying? Can I believe you?
Believe me or not, that's your choice. Actually, don't believe me. Follow your plan. Take the girl and give her your hand. The whole city will see with delight that you've taken her out of circulation, and they'll breathe a sigh of relief.
I'm astonished.
He took the bait. Courage, Masqueril, be strong. Even hell can do good. We're getting rid of a thorn in our sides.
Yes, I don't know what to say.
Well, you could...
Who wouldn't have been taken in? Never trust a face. If what he says is true, I must get out of this mess.
Ah, Leandra. Goodness me, what is the cause of this grief that hangs over you like a shroud?
Me?
Yes, you.
There's no particular reason.
I know what it is. Celie is the cause.
I do not concern myself with trivial things.
But I thought you had such great plans for her. Such a shame that they are all in vain.
If I was foolish enough to cherish her caresses, your digs are hardly going to upset me.
What digs?
Ha! We know everything.
What?
I've been following your schemes from beginning to end.
I don't understand. You're making no sense.
Well, carry on. Pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't fool me. I love beauty, but not when it is soiled beneath. I have no desire to give my heart to an abandoned soul.
She is all beautiful, Leandre.
You're so generous, so easily fooled. True, her beauty is unique, but the rest of her is more common.
I don't like the sound of what you're saying, Leandre. I won't stand for you slandering the girl I love. I only believe that your alleged passion is what offends me.
Believe me, I have this from a very reliable source.
Well, whoever told you this is a liar and a coward. You have no right to try and stain Celie. I know her heart only too well.
Let me tell you, my informant is the Honorable Mascarell. It is he who condemns her.
Oh, really?
Himself.
He pretends to be a man of honor, yet he is slandering an innocent girl? Should I simply laugh it off?
Whatever you like.
I would beat him within an inch of his life if he had told me such lies.
I would have cut off his ears had he not sworn it was all the absolute truth.
Look here, he is. Come here, you cursed dog.
What is it?
You snake in the grass, you foul liar. You dare to impugn the virtue of Celie? You slander that delicate flower.
Part of my plan.
Oh, you can't fool me. You tell me I'm stupid, and then you slander the name of my beloved? Anyone who would behave like that is not someone I want to know. You have wounded me cruelly. Your excuses are wasted. What do you mean? What do you mean part of your plan?
Oh, for goodness sake, let's not quarrel or I'm leaving.
Oh, no, you're not running away from this.
Leave it.
No, come on, illuminate me.
Leave it, I say, will you? This is way out of your league.
What did you say? Come on, get it out in the open.
I said what I said. Don't lose your temper.
If that's what you want, I'll make you talk.
Whoa, put that away and calm down.
Have you ever heard a bigger fool?
He has impugned my honor. I demand satisfaction.
Not with me around, you won't.
What? Now I'm not allowed to punish my own people.
Your people?
Oh, for goodness sake. Now he's going to find out everything.
Of course, he's my people. He's my valet.
Well, now he works for me.
Oh, good try. How is he yours?
Take it easy.
Well, come on. How is he yours?
Oh, the idiot. He's going to spoil everything. He understands nothing, no matter how many hints I give him.
You are dreaming, Leandra, and I'm not falling for it. He's not my valet, you say?
Didn't you throw him out of your service for something he'd done?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
And you didn't beat him with a stick?
No? Me? Chase him away, beat him? You think me a fool, Leandra, or he thinks you are one?
Oh, keep going, why don't you? It'll all come tumbling down any minute.
So the beatings are all in his mind?
But he doesn't know what he's saying. It's his memory.
No, it doesn't look good for you. I'm inclined to suspect you of playing with me. Oh, never mind. I don't care. It's enough for me that he made everything clear. And while I had bought into your game, his information enabled me to see what you were up to. And now I walk away. This is a warning, isn't it? I need to be more careful. What do they say? Buyer beware. Farewell, Lely. Farewell, my most humble servant.
Yeah. Courage, master. Everything is going according to plan. We have a fair wind, so let's hoist the mainsail and run him out of the game.
He accused you of slanderous speeches against my love.
And you never saw through my artifice? No, never mind. Let him suffer from his mistake. After all, he's done you a favor. He has saved your love for disappearing, heaven only knows where. You just have to stay calm and stop rushing off and disrupting my plans. Keep in touch with me and be assured I have everything under control. Well, everything I do is for your benefit, so don't listen to only part of my plan, misunderstand it, and then rush off in a state. All you end up doing is disrupting everything. Now, Leandra is suspicious. He thinks there is something going on, but he doesn't know what it is or how it affects him. He's going to keep going with his scheming, but I know how to block him.
It's hardly surprising that I mess up when you don't tell me what you're planning. If you keep on playing this way, I'm liable to keep screwing up things.
That would not be good.
But you have to let me know what your plans are. If you don't, I'm liable to keep messing them up.
You are impossible. Every time I get a scheme underway, I turn around and there are not a clue, and there you are, not a clue with what's going on. But instead of keeping out of the way and letting me finish my plan, you jump in and execute some random ploy you've come up with on the spur of the moment.
Look, that's all in the past. Let's just forget about it. My rival can't win provided that you keep up
Enough.
this.
Stop there. Let's talk about something else. I'm still too angry at you. I need to calm down before I can sort out what to do next. So do me a favor and stop with the crazy random ideas. Then we'll see if I can get this scheme back on track.
That's your attitude. I suppose I have to give in. What do you need from me? Maybe I could challenge Leandra to a duel, or I could sneak into Trapaldine's house and kidnap Silly.
Oh, dear God, what land of dreams is he living in? You want to go around dueling with people and breaking into houses to kidnap the girl? Always the wild, crazy approach. No subtlety.
All right. What can I do for you?
First, you have to calm down your father. He must be distracted from the Celie situation.
Not a problem. We've made peace.
Yeah, but not for me. I tried this morning so that I could help you. The very idea shocks him, and his reaction was hard to bear. He has made up his mind about what is going to happen, and he's not willing to give way on this. He fears the consequences for some reason. They told me that he's already lodged a complaint against me with the court, and if I end up detained at the king's pleasure, which is at the moment looks likely, I'm not sure how I'll manage to get back into circulation, especially since there are a few outstanding warrants for me around. The result, I hasten to say, of the jealous actions of a few supposed gentlemen who envied my virtue, not to mention my successes. So maybe take it easy.
Sure, Will. Take it easy. But you did promise to get this all sorted out.
God, we will see. Thank goodness. A little breathing space. Time, I think, to pause the scheming, keep a low profile, and take stock of where we are. Now, Leandra is finally off guard, and Celie is being protected as a result of Lely's last scheme, and she isn't going anywhere.
Ah, at last I've been looking all over for you. Have you heard the news?
What news?
No one can overhear us, right?
Oh, there's no one else near.
You know, I'm your friend. I know what you're trying to do for your master. You need to look to yourself. Leandra is hiring men to help him take Celie. I've heard he's going to get into Trifaldines as part of a masquerade, since it's well known most evenings local women visit Trifaldines in masks.
Really? Enough. He's not succeeded yet. I know a few dirty tricks that'll foil his plans. He has no idea who he's dealing with. Many thanks for the tip, my friend. As soon as I've fixed this mess, the drinks are on me. We must divert this scheme of Leandra's to our own ends. So, he's going to sneak in masked. Well, I will get there before him. He won't dare to expose me, because then he'll give himself away. He's already paid for the whole exercise. I just have to, as it were, hijack it. And once Silly is safe with us, suspicion's going to fall on him. It's a win-win scheme. Right, let's go and mask ourselves. I'll get together a few good men and get to work.
He says he's going to kidnap her under the cover of his masquerade.
That's right. One of Leandra's men tried to recruit me and gave me all the details. I immediately ran and told Mascarell, who, as we speak, is off to usurp Leandra's plan. He's put together a counter scheme on the spur of the moment. Then, since I met you, I thought I'd better tell you everything.
I can't thank you enough, Ergast. Go, I'll make sure that you are amply rewarded for this. Well, Mascarell will certainly have come up with a good scheme to foil Leandra, but I need to play a part in it too. I can't have it said that I stood back and let others stop his plot when it concerns me so deeply. This is the time. They're going to be so surprised when I rush in. Wait, should I get some support? No, no one will dare challenge me. I have 2 good pistols and my sword at my side. Hello there! Is anyone there? A word?
Who is it? Who is shouting outside my house?
Lock your door carefully tonight.
Why? What's happening?
Some people are going to visit you masked, supposedly to serenade you, but they really want to kidnap your Celie.
What? Oh, heavens above!
They're going to be here soon. Stay where you are, and you'll be able to see everything from that window. In fact, I think I can hear them. Can you see anything from up there? You stay there, and I will thwart them in your name. This will be great sport.
I see the lout. So they think to surprise me, do they?
Gentlemen, where are you leading me? Truffaldine, open your door so they may entertain you. By Jove, she's a pretty fine woman. Come on, madam. Remove your mask. Let's see your face.
You wicked tricksters, get out of here! And to you, my lord, 1,000 thanks.
Mascarell? Is that you?
Now, why would you think that?
Oh, well, this is a surprise. Since no one warned me, how on earth could I have guessed it was you? I'm really sorry. I seem to have messed up again. I could really kick myself for not thinking it through.
That's it. I'd give up. I've had enough. Farewell, oh brilliant, imaginative, sublime spirit. I'm off.
No, you can't. If you leave me, who will I get to save me?
Oh, go to hell.
Oh, Mascarell, don't freeze me out. Forgive my imprudence and take me back into your care. If you want, I'll get down on my knees and beg you to just...
Be quiet. We have to get away from here. I hear people coming. Lots of people.
It's my people. We need to do this right.
What? More of them? Are they going to be coming all night to besiege my door? Gentlemen, I trust you can see that your actions are futile, assuming you have functioning brain cells. I'm afraid it's a little late to kidnap Celie. She begs that you leave her in peace this evening. She has retired for the night and cannot speak to you. I am sorry for you, but in compensation for your concern for her that has so worried, you may offer you on her behalf this jar of perfume.
Oh, it smells bad, and I am thwarted. We are discovered. Let's get out of here. I'll never get the smell out of my clothes.
Act 4.
Like the outfit. Brown suits you.
Oh, thank goodness you're not too angry with me.
Oh, damn it, I always forgive him. I could spit. I can't help myself.
Thank you. I swear I will sing your praises when I have only one piece of bread left.
Concentrate on your new plans. Then, if you're seen to screw up, it won't be by mistake and you won't be able to pretend that you didn't know. You have to make sure you know what's going on. No more improvising, please.
So, how did you get on with Truffaldine earlier?
Well, I managed to get him under control. I let him know that I raced to tell him that he had been tricked. He had only seen a letter which had been forged to show Celie was of high birth. I convinced him that the person who forged the letter had roped me into their scheme, but that I had become disillusioned with the plot and had pulled out since I was concerned about him. I had come to warn him to keep watch. Well, and I embellished a bit. Great speeches about the cheats that inhabit the city, I convinced him that I was weary of the world and its wickedness, and that wanted to work for the salvation of my soul, to avoid the wickedness and the famous plots that abound, that I wanted to change my life and live out my remaining years in peace with a man of honor, and that if he found this to be good, my desire would be to spend the rest of my life with him, that I would not ask for any pledges, but would serve him, and in the earnest of which I would put things that I had held in trust into his hands, some monies from my father, and more that I'd saved from the fruits of my labors that I wished him to inherit. It was, I told him, my hope that I could acquire her tenderness for you, and that I wanted the two of you to complete your vows, but that I needed to talk to you both. He was so taken with the idea that he gave me a perfect setup. He's allowed me to lodge you with her while you two sort out what you want. He had seen the possible financial return from this. His greedy eyes were alight with hope. Then he told me about a dream he had had last night, about a long-lost son who he dreamt had been found and come to life. He told me a fascinating story, and I'm adapting that for our latest scheme.
Oh, excellent. I've got all that. Let's get on.
Yeah, look, but I'm worried that you'll go rushing off and do something stupid again.
But you explained it all, so I'll work on following your lead this time.
No, hold on. There's more. Do not rush off yet. And listen carefully. Truffaldine originally came from Naples, but there he was known as Zenobio Ruberti. And he caused some sort of rebellion there, but he was only suspected of it in his own town. He was a very careful man and had never been involved in anything that could trouble the state. He was, however, forced to leave in the middle of the night. He left his wife and his very young daughter behind. Sometime later, they were supposedly found dead. He got the news, and in his grief, he decided to take what was left of his family, a schoolboy named Horace, along with his possessions to a city where he wasn't known. He wrote to a tutor he knew, Albert, who had taken the boy to Bologna, and told them that they should join him, but he never heard anything back. For 2 long years, he waited until he was forced to believe that they were dead too. And then he came to this city all alone and took the name Truffaldine. He never quite gave up hoping, however. But in 12 years, he's never found the slightest trace of them. So that's the background, right? I just wanted to repeat it to get you set for the next stage in my plan, right? Now, from now on, you will be a merchant of Armenia who has seen Albert and the boy in Turkey. You got that? I found a way to resuscitate them based on what he believes might have happened to them. You see, he fancies they were taken at sea during a raid by a Turkish corsair. Now, that'll explain why they've only now turned up after being lost for 15 or 20 years. But don't look so skeptical. I've already seen 100 such tales like that. Anyway, we're going to use it as the heart of our plot. You heard them describe their story and provided what was necessary for them to buy themselves out of slavery. Horace asks you to go and see his father and break the news to him while they follow on. You are having to wait a few days for them to arrive. Look, I explained all this just a little while ago.
You don't need to keep repeating parts of your story. I remember it all clearly from when you told it to me the first time.
I just need to reinforce the background just to be sure.
Listen, Muscaril, there's only one point that worries me. What do I say if he asks me about his son?
Ah, good point. But remember, his son was young when he last saw him, and the intervening years and living in slavery could easily have changed him quite drastically.
All right, I get that. But he saw me earlier, remember? What happens if he recognizes me?
Oh, don't worry about it. He only saw you once, and that was for a very short time. And this time you will be dressed completely differently.
All right. But what about this place in Turkey?
Oh, look, it doesn't really matter. Turkey, Barbary, wherever.
Fine. But what city did I discover them in?
Tunisia. I'm going to be stuck here all night going over things again and again. Repetition isn't needed, you say, but I've already told you the name of the city 12 times.
Go start. I don't need anything more.
Well, just be careful. Stick to the plan. No improvising.
I'll be fine. You're just fussing.
Horace, the schoolboy in Bologna, Truffaldin, Zenobia Roberti in Naples, the tutor Albert.
Oh, God, you're embarrassing me. How much more preaching do I have to put up with? Do you really think I'm such a fool?
Oh, no, not at all. It's not that.
I don't get it. When I tell him I've got it, he needn't keep on going on and on. He acts like a kicked puppy. He's only happy when he thinks he's important to me. Soon I shall bask in the light of those eyes which hold me captive. But what he does for me ties me up and turns into a millstone around my neck. Well, now I'm off on my own, unhindered. I know what I'm doing. I remember all the points I have to hit, but here they are.
Well, that was a narrow escape. Heaven guarded me.
Oh, you must keep your dreams safe, since for you they tell truths.
I owe you so much, Lord. But what can I do for you, who was my savior tonight, the angel of my happiness?
Oh,
You need not feel in my debt. Truly, I did nothing.
But it is strange. This Armenian seems vaguely familiar. I know not from where.
oh, no, that's what I was thinking. But then so often our memories deceive us.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Did you meet this boy who might be my son? My heart surges in hope.
Yes, Lord Truffaldin. He is a gallant and honorable in the highest.
Did he tell you of his life? Did he talk of me?
More than 10,000 times.
More than 10,000 times?
He described you as, I see you appearing, your face, your bearing.
Really? When was the last he saw me? He was barely 7 years old. Even his tutor at the time would be hard put to recognize me.
Blood remembers what a stranger would not. A few lines make little difference to the memory of those close to us. When my father...
Well, enough. Where did you leave him?
In Turkey, in Turin.
Turin? But Turin is, I believe, in Piedmont.
Oh, for God's sake, I knew the idiot would screw it up somehow. He meant to say Tunis. Where he left your son. But Armenians, unfortunately, have a problem with language. They always, when speaking words, change nis ending to a rin. It's very confusing. It means when they want to say Tunis, they pronounce it as Turin.
Thank you for explaining. Now I understand. Did he tell you how you should approach his father?
In private, we should first send messages and see if he would answer them. Oh, I'm sorry. I pulled my shoulder on a fencing lesson, and I need to keep stretching my shoulder joint.
And this is of no consequence. What I need to know is what other name did he say I would answer to?
Lord Zenobio Roberti.
That is your real name. The other is borrowed.
Where did he tell you that he was born?
Oh, he was happy in Naples, he said, but I gather for his father it was not so pleasant.
I trust you will keep all of this in confidence.
So he was actually born there?
Where did I send him when he was young? And in whose care?
I believe that he was given into the care of an impoverished tutor named Albert. You instructed Albert to take your son from Bologna with instructions to care for your son and protect him from harm.
Ah!
If he keeps on examining us like this, we're finished.
Tell me what you know of their adventure. On what vessel did I arrange for them to travel?
I'm afraid I don't know the name of the vessel on which they set sail, but Lord Truffledin, my master here, is tired and hungry. He has travelled far today, and it is late.
It's fine. I'm not hungry.
You are hungry. You just haven't realized it yet.
Ah, my apologies. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in.
After you.
Excuse him, sir. In Armenia, the master of the house does not bother with polite ceremony. For goodness sake, not a word. Don't volunteer anything.
I got cut out. He surprised me. Don't worry, I'm on to him now. I'll be super careful.
Here's your rival. Remember, he knows nothing about this.
Leon, stop and listen to me. I'm worried about you. I don't speak to you as the father of my daughter or as the man only concerned about my family, but rather like your own father who really cares about you, who wants to only the best for you. I don't want to flatter you or hide things from you. I see you as a young man trying to find his position in the world, a world that might have mocked you in the past, but it's different now. My daughter has given her heart to you, and I cannot stand by and watch you spurn her. I beg you to open your eyes and see what is before you. If you see only beauty as a dowry, you are missing all the future joys that a loving woman can offer. Initial bliss rarely lasts, and wonderful nights are soon followed by bad days, and which lead to cares and miseries, and indeed to sons disinherited by the wraths of their fathers.
You're not telling me anything new. I know how much I owe and how unworthy I am of this honor that you wish to bestow on me. I can see what your daughter is worth, and I can see her virtue. And so I want to try.
And there's the house. Let's step aside for a moment in case he comes out and catches us.
If you keep on like this, we will get buried under the chaos that is inevitably going to result.
Are you going to give it a rest ever? What are you complaining about now? Haven't I been getting everything right so far?
More or less. But then you call the Turks heretics who worship the sun and moon as their gods. I couldn't believe it. What is wrong with you? You are this close to Salih, and suddenly your brain turns to porridge. It gets overheated, swells, and spreads all over everything.
Can you please calm down? I've hardly said anything.
Yes, but not speaking is not enough. Every look, every gesture you make makes him more suspicious. You've caused more problems in 10 minutes than most people would have caused in a whole year.
Well, what else should I do?
Everyone saw you. Truffaldin sat us all round the table, and you just stared at Salih the whole time. Couldn't take your eyes off her. You never saw anything they put in front of you. You weren't thirsty until she drank, and then you grabbed your glass without any ceremony and emptied it. Every piece of food she touched and left, you would grab and swallow down. Meanwhile, the two of you were fumbling under the table, touching hands. You ended up grabbing Truffaldin's knee. Luckily, he thought it was the dogs and ended up kicking them. You're lucky they can't talk, or they would have blamed you for the injustice they suffered. Let me tell you, it was cold, but I was sweating from my efforts. I hung around your neck, pushing you this way and that. I ended up trying to treat you like a puppet to dance to my commands.
How easy it is for you to condemn things when you don't know why I did them. Nevertheless, I'll do my best to do what you want from now on.
We were talking about Horace and his adventures.
Yes. It was all good news. However, will you allow me to talk to him briefly in private?
It would be rude not to.
Listen, you know what I just did?
Well, I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I have an ancient oak in my garden. From it, I have obtained a limb as strong as my own and still covered with sapling branches, ideal for thrashing shoulders.
But for whom is this punishment?
Firstly, for you, and then for this so-called Armenian, this merchant in disguise who comes to play a trick on me with a parcel of lies.
Do you mean to say you do not believe him?
Don't blame me. He gave it away himself. He kept talking to Celie, touching her hand and telling her that he had come for her. That his appearance was all fabrication, a trick to persuade me to let him have his way. However, he didn't notice my goddaughter, Jeanette, who heard every word and repeated everything he said to me. Now, although he did not mention it, I am quite certain you, his accomplice, if not the primary plotter.
You misjudge me. In order to confront you, comfort you, I can assure you that he was the one who came up with this whole deceit.
In that case, you'll be happy to assist me in detaining and punishing him. Let us show him as the scoundrel he undoubtedly is, and I will be happy to withdraw my accusations against you.
Yes, indeed. I will help you trap him, and you will see that I had nothing to do with it. Oh, you will be caught after all, my Armenian lord, who always manages to spoil everything.
A word, I beg you. So, you impostor, you try to trick an honest man and play him for a fool?
Pretending to have seen his son in another country so that you could more easily gain entrance to his home.
Let's get out quickly. Ow, what's that for?
This is how cheats are treated.
What are you doing?
Take that.
Why blame me?
You have to get out of here as quickly as possible, or else I'll really have to beat you.
I believe you, Muscadil. Come in the house with me.
I don't believe it. Who would have thought of it? The traitorous servant has turned on his master.
Quietly. How's your back?
If you have the nerve to ask me that.
This is all happening because you were so obsessed with Celine you didn't notice that Trifaldine's goddaughter was listening to every word you said and immediately went and told her father. I'm not angry at your stupidity anymore. I got rid of all of that by beating you.
And I'll get revenge for that.
You brought it all on yourself.
I did.
If you hadn't been so obsessed with Celie, you would have seen the girl listening to every word you said.
How could she have overheard everything?
Because you are an idiot. That's why I had to drive you out the house. Trifaldine heard all about our plan from his daughter, thanks to you. I had to try and repair the damage you'd done. Chasing you out at least protected you from an even worse fate at Trifaldine's hands.
Damn and blast! Oh, I've done it again, haven't I? So you had to hound me out of the house?
Exactly. And by beating you, I am no longer suspected of being an author or an accomplice in the plot, so that at least one of us is not under suspicion.
Yes, but did you have to beat me quite so hard?
Idiot! Trifaldine needed to be completely convinced. And anyway, I was so angry with you that I took the opportunity to vent my fury. Anyway, it's over and done with now. So as long as I can be sure that you're not going to try and get revenge on me, I can promise you that now that I am assured of Trifaldine's favor once again, I will achieve your goal within 2 nights.
I still think you were far too rough. I suppose I can drop the idea of getting revenge.
So you promise?
Yes, I promise.
But even more, promise me you will never again meddle in any of my schemes.
Oh, all right.
And if you break your promise, may you die of the plague.
Oh, stop fussing. I'll keep my word.
Good. Well, off you go. Take your coat off and see to your back.
I don't understand. Misfortune just keeps following me. I end up looking like a complete idiot.
Are you still here? Get going quickly. But stop worrying. Trust me, I've got everything under control. You'll get what you want. But for goodness sake, do not try and help. Just relax. It's going to work out just fine.
Yes, all right. I'll leave it all to you.
Right. Now, how am I going to fix this mess?
Ah, Mascarell, thank goodness I found you. You've got a problem. A young Egyptian, accompanied by a skinny old woman, are heading, as I speak, to Trifaldine's to free his slave, the young girl that your master wanted. He seems very sure of himself.
Now, he must be the lover that Silly spoke about. Oh, could this mess get any more complicated? As soon as I fix one problem, another one appears. I've managed to get Leandra to give up ideas he might have about Silly. His father is now pushing Leandra towards Hippolyta and has already been making arrangements with her father. However, that won't tax my skills too much. I believe I can slow the latest rival and his companion down enough to give me time to complete my business here and get Silly away. There has been a major theft. By whom? Well, of course, we don't know. The villains are rarely obvious, but I can spread a few anonymous rumors and get this new potential problem couple imprisoned for a few days. I know a few officers whose enthusiasm for upholding the law can easily be adjusted by the application of donations to their retirement funds. They're happy to turn a blind eye or even be extra vigilant when money drops into their hands. They'll do the job for me.
Act 5.
Well, my troubles never end. Just one thing after another. Can I never have even 5 minutes breathing space? Well, I've got a clear run now, so onward.
Thanks to the efficiency of Officer Belafri, the one you bribed, the rogue and his companion were locked up. But then your master, Lely, turned up in a real state and wrecked your scheme. He announced that he could not suffer an honest man to be dragged to shame and that he would stand surety for the man and his companion. Balafri and his men were reluctant to let the two of them go, but your master went into a rant about things had come to such a pass that ordinary life, law-abiding people feared for their safety. As a result, they are still loose with Lely following in their wake.
The idiot doesn't know that this gypsy is aiming to take Silly from him.
Well, good luck with that. I must leave you to it. I have some pressing business to deal with.
I don't believe it. Whatever I say to him goes in one ear and right out the other. Whatever I set up to get him what he wants, he can't bear to leave it alone. He has to get involved and inevitably does the one thing that will derail my scheme. Well, thank goodness Silly is as interested in my master as he is in her, and I can use this to make my job easier. See, this house where we're plotting is fully furnished, and I am free to dispose of it as I wish. Now, if everything works out as I've planned, I can keep the visitor locked out of the way here. You know, it always astonishes me the contortions I have to go through to get things done.
My dear Sally, you must know how much I care for you. As a result of our troubles, my courage has been put to the test, but believe me, your safety has always been uppermost in my mind. When we became separated from the action of pirates, I searched high and low for a word for you. I eventually heard tales of your capture and that you were regarded as a slave. The gypsies had given you to Trufaldin as collateral for a loan he made to the gypsies who were in desperate need of cash to save their band. Having learned that, of course, I rushed to find that man, Trufaldin, and I realized I could pay off the gypsies' debt and free you. And so, here I am, willing to retrieve you from your present unfortunate state. And yet I see a sadness in your eyes rather than a joy I had hoped for, as if your present state offered you some deep consolation. Know that if you wish to stay in Venice, my love for you is such that I would happily give up the life I have known to be with you. But be assured that if your feelings for me are no longer what they were, I will accept your change of heart and will forbear from following you.
Your care for me touches my heart. To be sad at your arrival would show me as ungrateful. My expression does not explain the feelings in my heart. I am so confused that I don't know what to do. I beg you, let it rest for 3 or 4 days until the present troubles are resolved, and I will then be able to see a clearer path.
I will do as you wish. My only desire is to please you. But first, let us find a house where you may rest and recover. I passed just such a place a little while ago. Lord, are you the master of this house?
For sure, indeed, at your service.
May we stay here?
Yes, and do you wish meat? Do you need singers to entertain you in your stay?
What? Meat? Singers? Let me ask, we would be the only residents?
Oh, sir, I can promise much unless I make the mistook. You want alone?
Yes.
You are in marriage, sir?
What?
Is lady wife, sir, or sister, maybe?
What? No.
I don't want mischievous things to go on in my house. It's not house of such doings. I must know you good and honest.
It is not for anything like that, I assure you.
I crazy would be to have the strange take my house and turn it wild.
I think this will do. Although the owner is clear more than a bit weird. Wait here. I will bring the old woman and cancel the transport I had arranged.
Her is veiled.
She has a headache.
Goodies. Come in for sun. Heat crazy, light crazy, hide in house. Better get. Come.
Let's not interfere. I promised that I would step back and let Masquerade run his scheme all the way to the end. So, I stand here doing nothing and hope that whatever he's up to will actually work. Were you looking for someone in that house?
I just rented furnished lodgings here.
Really? The house belongs to my father, and my servant stays there at night to guard it.
I do not know about that. The sign there shows that it is to be rented. See? Look, right there. Look.
I must say I'm surprised. Who would have put that sign up? What are they trying to achieve? Oh, wait. It must be part of Masquerade's scheme. But to what end?
What is this scheme are you talking about?
Well, I wouldn't say anything to anyone else, but it doesn't matter for you. I know you'll be discreet. The sign you have seen appearing on this building is no doubt the work of my servant. Yeah, part of a scheme he's planned to place under my power a certain gypsy girl who has captured my heart. Oh, I've tried several times to take her under my protection, but have always failed until now.
What's her name?
Celie.
Why didn't you say so before? If you mentioned her before, I could probably save you a lot of the worries you're having.
You know her?
I just brought her to this house.
Really?
Hmm?
Astonished.
We are not yet in a position to leave the city, which is why I have moved us here for the moment. Thank goodness you told me of your plans in time.
Oh, will you be able to unite us? Will you be willing?
Do not worry. All will work out.
I don't know what to say or indeed how to thank you.
Don't worry. It is nothing.
Oh, Lord. It's my crazy master. He's going to cause even more chaos.
Oh, it's Masquerade. Pretty good disguise. I almost didn't recognize him. Hey, Masquerade! Come here. Is all well?
What say you? I not Masquerade am? What do you call me?
Oh, I like the gibberish talk. It's very good.
You do crazy like you not laugh me.
Oh, come on. Drop the disguise and recognize your master.
Pat, diable de fait diable, che know you.
Look, everything is sorted. You don't need to disguise anymore.
Leave you go, else I fist blow you.
Oh, very funny. Your silly talk is not needed anymore, I tell you. This fellow and I are in agreement, and his kindness is such that everything I wish for, I will have everything I wish for. It's really quite simple.
Oh, well, if your happiness is assured, then I'll remove my disguise and become myself again.
I see your valet has indeed served you well. Stay here, and I will return shortly.
Well, what do you say now?
Oh, my heart rejoices at your success.
It took you long enough to believe me this time.
I was terrified you'd screwed up again. Your success is, I dare say, surprising in the very least.
Admit that I've done something right this time. I've compensated for my mistakes I made in the past, and I am the one who will get the credit for the success.
Oh, well, at least you're happier now, if not a lot wiser.
Isn't that the young woman you spoke of?
Oh, my joy knows no bounds.
I am indebted to you, indeed. If I were not, I would deserve to be condemned. But if I have to show my gratitude at the expense of my heart, the price would be too great. She has held my heart in hers for many years, and I trust your generosity. You would not demand that she be torn from me just to discharge my debt. Farewell. She and I will retrace our steps home.
Oh, I laugh, but it really isn't funny. The two of you were in accord, you said. He would give you Célie, you said. I did hear you correctly, did I not?
This is too much. I'm not going to beg for your help anymore. I am an idiot, my own executioner. I don't deserve all that you've tried to do for me. I am capable of doing anything right. Just go. Give me up as a bad job who is driven by his selfish passion. Well, after all these misfortunes, after all my failures, only death will give me peace.
Huh. Well, there you have it. He's discovered the way to finally achieve peace. He's going to die. I don't have any option, do I? I don't care how foolish he's been or how many times he's messed up my schemes. He can tell me to leave as much as he likes. I will continue to help him, whether he likes it or not. Anyway, the bigger the obstacles to overcome, the greater the glory when we win. After all, the difficulties we've been through and survived are the triumphs that will adorn our success.
Whatever you say and whatever we propose, I can't see how you can delay our leaving. The Leonanders are not anywhere close to agreeing. But I don't want to hurt either at the other expense. I love them both, although in different ways. Lily is strong and loving. Anders is grateful and loving. I cannot conceive of doing anything to hurt him. If I cannot give more love, at least I owe Anders so much, and it would be cruel and ungrateful not to go with him. How can I carry my love for Lily and still obey my duty to Anders? I am pulled both ways. Please advise me what I should do.
So, there are now most unfortunate obstacles. I'm not a miracle worker, but I'll do my utmost, move heaven and earth to try and find a resolution. And as soon as I can, I'll tell you what can be done.
Since you arrived, the ladies here complain, and rightly, I think, that your beauty has diverted the attention of their own conquests and has stolen their lovers' passions. It seems that there are few hearts that can escape your attention, no doubt helped by the fact that you are kept in virtual isolation. I would not complain of the absolute power of your charms if, when you claimed the attention of my lovers, you left me only one I could claim as mine, but you take them all from me. I can only protest your behavior.
You mock me, but spare a thought for me. I see myself only too well, and I have never aimed to charm these men. You cannot blame me for their fickleness.
I can speak nothing but the truth. Can you deny that your charms have captured Leandre and Lily?
Since their change in affections is not of your doing, you should have no trouble consoling yourself for the loss of such undesirable lovers capable of making such a bad choice.
I confess that I find great merit in your beauty, so much so that I can see many reasons to defend the inconstancy of those who allowed themselves to be surprised and captured by it. I truly cannot blame them that their first passion did not survive the novelty of the fires your beauty ignited. Although you have led Leandre to forswear his vows, you will soon see him return to my side by the power of a father.
Great news! I come bearing great news.
What is it?
Well, I won't beat around the bush.
Well, tell us.
Well, believe me, it's like being in a pure comedy, a farce even.
Well,
Look, I was passing through the square, minding my own business, when a rather disfigured old woman who'd been staring at something for a long time suddenly started shouting and screaming, seemed to go crazy, and rushed at the old gypsy woman, her hands thrust out like claws. Well, the two of them struggled, screaming at each other, yelling drab, scum, animal, so on. The caps were wrenched off and flew through the air, leaving two hairless heads, which basically had the crowd which had gathered howling with laughter. Andres and Truffaldine rushed towards the sound and jumped in, trying to tear the two apart, although the fury of the two was so great it was difficult. Not only were they clawing at one another, they were also trying to hide their hairless heads. The old woman who'd started the whole business suddenly stopped and stared at Truffaldine. "It's you," she cried. "If my eyes don't deceive me, I was told you lived here somewhere. Oh, opportune encounter, Lord Zenobio Ruperti. I recognize you. Only too well do I remember when you left Naples, leaving your family. I was left caring for your daughter, and so I did all through childhood. All those years she showed in 1,000 ways her grace and charms, but that infamous witch there, who had entered her home and made herself familiar, stole the child from me. Your wife was so overcome at the loss of her daughter that I feared for her life, so much in pain was she. I was so scared of the revenge that I might face when you found out. I told you that both had died. But now that I have found the hag, she must tell us what has become of your child, so that you can learn her true story." Well, she called Truffaldine by his real name, Zenobio Roberti, several times during this tirade, at which point Andres, paled in shock, turned to Truffaldine and addressed him with a shaking voice. "What?" he said, throwing off his disguise. "Has heaven brought me at last to the man I have sought in vain all these years?" Well, Truffaldine recognized him immediately. "Oh," he cried, "my son, for whom I have searched in vain for so long." To which Andres replied, "Father, source of my blood and author of my being, I am indeed Horace, your son. D'Albert watched over me until he died, faithful to the end. Suddenly finding myself alone, I felt a need to explore my history, and so I gave up my studies and left Bologna. For 6 years I wandered, driven by my need to know about my past. I knew that I had begun my life in Naples, and so I ended up there, but could find no trace of you. There were vague rumors that hinted at your fate, but nothing reliable. I ended up in Venice and settled there. All I knew of you was the name, which now I see you've changed." Well, I leave you to imagine how Truffaldine reacted. Yeah, well, we can talk about it more at leisure. The result is, dear Sally, that you are indeed his long-lost daughter, and also that Andres is your brother. Well, since you're his sister, he realizes he can no longer think of possessing you other than as a beloved sister. He's happy, therefore, to see you marry my master, whose own father, being now party to the events, gives this marriage his full consent. To complete the joy of his family, the new-found Horace has proposed to his daughter. Is it not wondrous how many novel events come to pass from these discoveries?
I am speechless. I can't take it all in.
Yeah. Well, come all of you, follow me. We still have one more problem to resolve. Leandra's future is still to be resolved, and that will prevent much if we can't sort him out. I will warn Lely of this and reassure them that he mustn't be concerned. He is favored by heaven, and a miracle is assured.
All this passion makes me giddy, and that is going to increase, for here come more.
Oh, my daughter.
My father?
Did you hear all the wondrous news? Heaven has been so generous to us.
I have only just heard of the extraordinary revelations.
Please don't try and excuse your passion. I can see her effect on you.
I beg your forgiveness for my past folly, and please believe me when I say my change of heart comes from myself and is not due to pressure from my father.
Who would believe that my passion for you would have been condemned by nature, and yet by converting my love for a woman to love of a sister, I can retain it.
I am trying to understand. I blamed myself and thought I was at fault when my love for you was only of very high regard. I couldn't understand why I could not make that final step into passion for you. As a result, I am tempered. I tempered my declarations of love. I was so confused.
What do you think of me if I find myself reluctant to hand you to Lely in marriage because I have only just found you again after years of suffering your loss?
I rely on you, my father, to do what is right and to think of my destiny.
All right. Let's see if your ability to screw things up can manage to take this propitious state and wreck it yet again. Maybe you'll manage to control the worst effects of your imagination so that you can finally achieve your goal where Silly is yours.
Can I trust that the absolute power of heaven has...
Yes, my son-in-law, it is true.
All is solved.
Oh, yes. I hereby acquit myself of what I owe you.
Muscaril, I want to kiss you 1,000 times in this joy.
Whoa. Yeah, gently, please. You almost suffocated me. I fear for Sally if you caress her with so much enthusiasm. If you don't mind, let me go.
You see this happiness that the return of my children gives you, but there is joy for us all in today's events. Let us stay together until it is over. Lely, let your father be brought to us quickly as may be.
Well, you've all got the girls you wanted. But what about me? Seeing you all heading to the altar is giving me the wedding itch too.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Oh, come on then. Let's see if heaven can give us married bliss and children whose fathers we really are.
End of play.
All right. Oh.
Woo! Okay, and we did it right in time. Look, Bill. Okay, Bill's off. We made it before 3. Excellent. I was like, I had my hat all ready to be Anders. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be my own lover or my own brother.
Both?
I did warn you, Simon, that my proofreading skills are not the best. So I apologize to everyone for the still lingering edits that I didn't fix.
That's okay.
Good job, it was an interesting, I mean, here we're doing 5 acts again. It was an interesting reading. Good job. I appreciate everyone's reading.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. And actually it was interesting. I thought, oh, 5 acts and a long and Angus, nice job. I mean, I looked at the paragraphs you had and I thought, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
They go
this is
on
going
and
to
on.
be dull. I
Well,
mean, it's just
I-
a lot
I
of reading.
I keep thinking he got to Act 5 and suddenly realized, oh shit, I've got all these loose ends to tie up. I need another 2 acts and another 4 characters. Oh, I can't be bothered doing that. I'll just come in and tell the story myself.
Yeah.
And Moliere, by this time, being the great comic actor that he was looking forward to being, just played everybody's role on those great big long monologues. They're sort of show off pieces for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Winter's Tale. There's like Man 3 or someone in the last act that just like tells the whole story of how everything.
Oh, I've run out of time. We'll just have someone come on and tell it all.
Yeah.
I know I didn't have many lines, but it was fun being talked about the whole time and adored.
Nothing
It was
wrong
like,
with that.
okay.
This is not a
And my beauty.
this is not really a play for mixed casts,
Yeah.
Nice job, everybody. And Clinton, thanks for all the hats. So that's great. And that made, the roles, more clear. That was really
Oh,
helpful.
thank you.
Nice choices. Yeah. And Bill forgot again. He was Tripleton. He forgot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hope that I was like